Picture this moment. You've just landed that corner office promotion. Your salary jumped 20%. You're celebrating with champagne. But 6 months later, you're staring at your bank statement, wondering where all that extra money disappeared to. Here's the uncomfortable reality nobody discusses at performance reviews. Your growing paycheck might be the exact obstacle preventing you from building actual wealth. Today, we're dissecting why climbing the salary ladder often leads nowhere and what the wealthy understand that salaried workers completely miss. Let's examine the data that changes everything. Between 1945 and 1973, something remarkable happened across Western economies. Incomes genuinely doubled in purchasing power. Factory workers, teachers, and executives all rode the same wave upward. Then, everything shifted. But here's where the story takes a dark turn that affects your wallet right now. The 1970s delivered a 1-2 punch. Oil crises sent inflation rocketing past 13% in America. Then came the disconnect that defines our current economy. From 1973 to 2013, American workers boosted their output by 74%, yet their wages crawled up just 9%. You produced nearly twice as much value, but captured almost none of it. This pattern repeated globally. British wage growth dropped from 4% annually in the 1960s to barely 1.6% by the 1990s. Canadian workers watched wages stagnate while inflation hit double digits. Australian economic reforms in the 1980s froze wages entirely for many sectors. Fast forward to 2026. Average salaries look impressive on paper. $85,000 in America, $65,000 in Britain, $70,000 in Canada and Australia. But after taxes and inflation carve out their share, most workers net between $40,000 and $50,000 annually. The question nobody asks, how did we get here? Now here's where things get disturbing and expensive. You receive a 5% raise in 2026. Congratulations! Except inflation is running at 2.7% in America, 3.2% in Britain, 2.2% in Canada, and 3.8% in Australia. Your raise just barely covers rising costs, sometimes not even that. But the real danger isn't inflation. It's what psychologists call lifestyle inflation, and it's devastating. That salary bump triggers immediate lifestyle upgrades. Better apartment, nicer car, premium subscriptions, designer clothes, expensive dinners. Each one seems small, justified, deserved. Recent data reveals something shocking. Over 40% of households earning six figures, $100,000 or more, live paycheck to paycheck. They're allocating 95% or more of income to necessities, or what they've convinced themselves are necessities. Consider the numbers. Housing costs in major cities have exploded 50 to 100% since 2010. Groceries jumped 25% since 2020 alone. Your raise isn't buying freedom. It's just keeping you afloat on an ever more expensive treadmill. Wait until you hear what's happening to people earning $300,000 or more. Goldman Sachs released a startling report in 2026. 40% of individuals making over $300,000 annually describe themselves as financially trapped. They're drowning in lifestyle creep. Private school tuition, luxury vacations, expensive homes, luxury vehicles. Add crushing debt loads. Student loans average $37,000 in America, $45,000 in Britain. Credit cards charging 25% interest in 2026. Car payments, mortgages on oversized homes. The wealth gap tells the deeper story. America's top 10% now capture 47% of all income. In Canada, the top 1% controlled 29% of wealth. Britain and Australia show similar patterns. The bottom 50% of earners own just 1 to 5% of total wealth. Bank of America's 2026 research found 24% of all households spend over 95% of income on essential expenses. Lower income workers see wage growth below 4%, while higher earners enjoy 5 to 6% increases, widening the divide further. The most alarming statistic? ADP's survey shows 64% of American workers living paycheck to paycheck, up dramatically from 46% in 2023. Earning more isn't solving the problem, it's often making it worse. So, if salaries won't build wealth, what actually works? The answer will challenge everything you believe about money. Real wealth emerges from assets that generate income without consuming your time. Your salary caps your potential because it trades hours for dollars. Work 40 hours, earn 40 hours of pay. Work 50, earn 50. There's a ceiling, and you've already hit it or soon will. Assets operate differently. They compound, they multiply, they work while you sleep. Consider stock market returns. The S&P 500 averaged 10.56% annually since 1957, roughly 6.7% after inflation. Britain's FTSE 100 delivered 7 to 8%. Canada's TSX returned 7 to 9%. Australia's ASX produced 8 to 10%. The S&P 500 surged 17.88% in 2025, with projections of 5 to 7% for 2026 despite market corrections. Run the numbers. $10,000 invested in 2000 with dividends reinvested grew to over $50,000 by 2026. That's wealth multiplication, not addition. Yet most salaried workers save just 5 to 10% annually, according to 2026 data. They're missing the compounding magic entirely. Real estate offers another path. Rental yields average 5 to 7% in major cities as of 2026. But more importantly, rental properties generate passive income, money flowing in regardless of whether you show up to work. The formula flips completely. Instead of earning and spending, you earn, save aggressively, invest systematically, and let assets generate returns. Practical implementation starts with ruthless budgeting. Track every dollar, eliminate non-essentials, automate 20 to 30% of income directly into investments before you can spend it. Debt management becomes critical. Credit cards at 20 to 25% interest rates in 2026 will devour raises faster than you can earn them. Eliminate high-interest debt before investing becomes your top priority. Here's what separates the wealthy from the well-paid, and it's simpler than you think. Robert Kiyosaki crystallized it perfectly. The poor and middle class work for money. The wealthy make money work for them. Current wealth data confirms this. The top 0.0001% globally own 3 times more than the entire bottom half combined. The FIRE movement, financial independence, retire early, pushes this principle to extremes. Advocates save 50 to 75% of income, targeting retirement by age 40 to 50. Reality check. Only 2% of Americans retire before 50. A 2026 study tracking 380 FIRE retirees found 81% return to work within 4 years. Reasons varied: boredom, unexpected inflation, underestimated healthcare costs rising 5 to 7% annually, simple miscalculation. Success rates hover around 19% for those who stick it out, typically with nest eggs exceeding $2 million. But the core mindset deserves adoption even if you're not pursuing extreme early retirement. Treat salary as fuel for investing, not permission for spending. The World Inequality Report 2026 explains the structural problem. Post-1970s economic policies systematically favored capital returns over labor income. Translation: your salary faces inherent limitations, while asset ownership offers unlimited upside. Retirement planning amplifies this truth. Starting early with 401k contributions, capped at $24,000 in 2026, compounding at 7% annually, transforms $5,000 yearly contributions into over $1 million by age 65. Side income accelerates the process. Freelancing gigs average $20 to $50 per hour in 2026, potentially adding 20 to 30% to total income. That extra money, fully directed to investments rather than lifestyle upgrades, dramatically shortens your timeline to financial independence. The strategy integrates: budget tightly, eliminate debt aggressively, build income-generating assets systematically, protect against lifestyle inflation ruthlessly. So here's your takeaway. Salaries provide stability and security, important foundations. But authentic wealth springs from owning assets that generate income, maintaining disciplined budgets, and consciously escaping the earn, spend, repeat cycle that traps most workers. Redirect your focus today. Save aggressively. Target that 20 to 30% minimum. Invest wisely in diversified assets, delivering 7 to 10% long-term returns through stocks, or 5 to 8% yields through real estate as of 2026. Build multiple income streams that don't require trading your hours. The lesson crystallizes: stop chasing higher salaries. Start chasing financial freedom through asset ownership. But consider this final thought. What if your very next paycheck, the one hitting your account next week, could become the foundation for the last paycheck you ever need to receive? That choice starts today. What's your biggest challenge with building wealth? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this changed your perspective on salary versus wealth, hit that like button and subscribe for more financial truth bombs that challenge conventional wisdom.